there's the next page. Okay.
You better get it right.
Oh God, do we have a character keeper for this?
Yeah, let me drop it here. I think you have.
Oh, live streaming. Hello, internet.
Hello, internet. Copy link. Drop link in channel. That
Thank you.
I'm gonna switch sound sources real quick. Things are wacky. Because I haven't been home in so long, so nothing's been updated.
Oh.
I could even drop the character keeper in the chat.
Let's do.
It's read only.
Oh, right.
But there, everyone can look at my shit.
Ah. Oh, cool. We do have people hanging out in chat.
Hey, what's up?
We were expecting the between. What's going on?
I'm the wizard. Yeah, cool. How do we play the Wizard's Grimoire? Let's see. I am Aquarax of the West. I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
And
Keith, you're muted if you're talking.
Nope. Nope. No Heath still.
For the rest of my days, the most funny part of like 90s cyberpunk will always be the absence of I'm talking. Are you talking?
Wait, can you hear me? No, you go ahead. Yep. Okay. Is that okay? Can you? Nope.
No, use your login. No, you have to use your login with the service.
As long as it's embedded in your eyeball, it's okay.
What
right?
about now?
There we go.
There we are.
There's a Heath.
Okay, that's something. That'll do for the moment. While I get other things fixed in the background.
I don't have any written down notes about what happened last time, but in general, and that's kind of like one of the cool things about this game is like it doesn't really matter. You can kind of start from a new situation every time. But the long goal is to have the what's it called? The signatures of Ibesta of the two courts, and that's the magical grimoire I'm trying to decipher. And the important thing that happened last time, there was like a little girl at a windmill who had a invisible magic friend that was like a tornado spirit or something.
Oh yeah, this was the session that we weren't in on, right?
Yeah. But that's totally cool. The important thing that did happen though was I unlocked the first section of the book, which is very exciting for me. And did that through an act of wizardry. And that let me bump up my magic by 1.
Wait, but that happened in our last session, didn't it? Because I remember.
Were you playing the last session? Yeah. We played with Nick.
Been on it, I might not.
Yeah.
Oh, was Peter gone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was me and Nick. I forgot about that.
So my magic's bumped up to 2, which is cool. And I got a new act of wizardry, which lets me now strenuously dispute a wizardess will. After I've identified a force of wizardess origin, a spell or a plasmid.
Okay, so you just throw lots of wizards and plasmids at you.
Tell my volunteers I intend to coerce or subordinate into a new transformed motive. And then I can choose one of the following things and roll and hit. Which I have a magic of 2 now, so that's cool.
Bound to return the signature to Telvanor at the rising loaf and shade tree once I've learned its secrets. I remember that.
Trog and door at the guards. There was I'm going to just write down the little, oops, I want to replace the whole thing.
Start from scratch.
A little girl at windmill with invisible friend. And that is literally all I remember.
Yeah, I guess the problem with these occasional one-offs, it's like, I don't remember anything that happened.
But that totally works with this game because you can do it with 2 new volunteers every time, and they don't need to do anything. So a short-term goal is going to be unlocking section 2, which I just need to do my wizarding again, perform an act of wizardry.
More wizarding.
More wizarding.
Okay.
No, that's typing. Cool. So spawning circumstances. There's about a dozen, I guess. I'm just gonna roll.
Okay.
I have a dice roller up somewhere.
Circumstances.
I'm just gonna use the roll with me for the.
Oh, okay. The same roll with me that
Yeah.
we usually use.
Let me see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, D14 then. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, cool. So tell my volunteers that I am following in the trail of a troop of traveling marvelists, among whose number I believe to be someone who can help me with my studies. Cool. Marvelists. Prestidigitators, maybe, or some sort of those who perform marvels.
Are we allowed to invent what the marvelists are?
Yeah. What is a marvelist?
Probably a variety of marvelists of different flavors of Marvel.
I am getting so many hits on the MCU right now.
Yeah, totally not helpful. Okay. Check word hippo real fast. Marvelist. Nope. Doesn't get, not a real word, so we can make it mean whatever we want.
Excellent.
I think it could be anybody. It could be trapeze artists, magicians. It could be literally anybody who you marvel at.
I was thinking con artists.
Yeah, nice.
Well, tomato.
Contortionists. Cool. So the first,
same with like psychics.
Or maybe they're like psych. They're people who pretend to have magical abilities.
I figure my gut instinct is it's like kind of a traveling carnival with lots of different things. You marvel at all the animals, the stunts, the fake people with glued on beards or whatever.
And just to remind myself, mostly the things that I need to roll for are going to be to study and understand a person, to perform acts of wizardry, to study and grasp a situation's nuances, exert myself against the mass momentum of an uncooperative or unsensible thing, to exert myself to pass through my environment unnoticed, or violently against an enemy, or I can submit to circumstance and see what happens.
Oh, Mark has frozen for me.
He's frozen at the marvels. It's too marvelous.
Yeah.
Oh,
a non-embarrassing freeze frame for him though. So who was there? Let's see. Maybe I should chat.
Oh wait. He came back for a second.
You are frozen. Frozen.
Well, that's the wizard was frozen on his first adventure.
Yeah, that's how we started. I think is the wizard is frozen in place, and the little caravan happens.
You're following the marvelists, and little to your knowledge, Friezo had noticed you following them, and
hey, there we go.
Much more mobile, Mark.
You've now resisted Friezo's freeze ray and come back.
So the questions I'm supposed to ask, take time to ask questions to start the stage, begin play by catching up with their small caravan. Cool, so I guess I've left the last location where I was at. So I guess the first question is, how did I hear about the person in the caravan who can help me with the magics?
Oh, right. I completely forgot there was somebody who was supposed to help you there. Let's see.
I think go ahead.
Oh, if you have a hit.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe in as in your travels in the last whatever the last major town was you passed through, you'd heard about this carnival that had come through, and in the bar, as where all good talk takes place, there were a couple of guys drinking and talking about the show, and they were mostly very naysaying and cynical about it. It's like, oh, and like the psychic ladies. It was just parlor tricks, and then they go, now the trapeze art that takes actual physical skill. That wasn't like a con. That was actual athletes. But but there was like one.
I mean, it's no Golden King's Caravan,
right?
But what is?
But I'll tell you what.
I want to believe everybody in the town has
that Mr. Fantastico was the one. I could not figure out how he did any of those tricks.
It must be a con, but
I mean, it has to be.
but
so well performed that you feel complimented by it, really.
I mean, when he seemed to concoct a muffin out of thin air, it couldn't have fit up his sleeve.
A muffin, you say?
Warm, like it was just out the. I got to taste a bit of the muffin, and it.
But see, that makes me think he's a con artist even more, because like magicians aren't going to do things like create bread. Well, like there's a breadomancy school.
No,
that's impossible.
That'd be ridiculous.
Ridiculous. What's the name of the caravan?
Oh man, something of wonders, I think. Yeah, the wandering stream of wonders.
Yes, very nice.
Nice. Wandering stream of wonders. So I head in the direction that they were last moving. What kind of like sights or sounds or smells or whatever do I kind of sense in the distance to that tells me that they are nearby?
I think
go ahead.
You start having stronger and stronger visions of things that are happening at that moment in the caravan.
Nice.
Like bits of the show occur to you, and you're able to see enough of the surroundings to be like, oh, they're closer to the mountain than I am.
Nice.
Along with a lingering faint trail of fresh baked bread, but in a way that like that shouldn't linger that long or that strongly.
The smell of
it's unnatural, almost like a permanent trail. There they go.
So less like being in someone's kitchen and more like driving along the New Jersey Turnpike. You're going by all of the like aromatic factories.
All the Dunkin' Donuts.
But it's very localized. Like you could probably, if you step 5 feet to either side, you don't smell it anymore.
Cool. And so when I catch up with the caravan, where are they?
I'm guessing they're between towns. They found a nice sort of clearing with a water source nearby, like
exactly what
a
I was
stream.
Thinking too. I was literally thinking between towns. Because as you're walking up, you to the people, the crew are starting to construct things, and one of them is one of them seems newer, and the other one seems like to be kind of showing them ropes of how they construct things.
Oh, sure.
And the newer guy's like, well, wouldn't we get far more business if we set up in one of the towns? And the other one's like, unfortunately, most towns aren't very welcoming to us.
Could they say that they are that they've like entered a region that is really unfriendly, and so now they have to kind of operate in secret?
Nice.
Like we're in the rogue lands now.
Yeah, I feel
we
like
can't set foot in a town.
Most actual towns, they used to go to towns, but then the towns felt taken by con men.
Oh, no.
Like, don't ever come back to our town. So now they have to kind of set it between towns so that the people who still believe can come see the wonders.
Nice.
Even
so who do I run into first?
Oh man. I think it's somebody who works security for them, like kind of making the rounds around the area, catches up with you before you catch up with them.
Show's not open yet.
Cool. Awesome. I just want to, between sessions, you can review your the qualities. I just want to make sure that nothing has changed since last time, because that changes my stats.
Oh, yeah.
So suppose I face a dangerous obstacle, will I confront it readily or take pause? I think I'm still unconfronted. Suppose that my chance companion departs the table precise moments before the proprietor arrives to settle. I will not pay their bill. Suppose that an upright cosmopolite delivers a complaint against you to the law. Yeah, I'm definitely wrongly confused there. Wrongly accused there. I'll change that. Suppose I come upon an enemy helpless and alone. Definitely strike swiftly, I think. Still on that. Suppose I have a certain companion who has happened upon an opportunity to profit, and I have a measure of wealth. I will count and calculate still. And suppose I've learned the hidden weakness of a potential rival where I exploit it now to eliminate the threat at once or preserve it. I think I'm going to change to exploit immediately after some things. Cool. So that raises my ambitious from 2 to 3, and that lowers my cunning from 2 to 0,
no.
and raises my virtuous from 0 to 1. So that's nice.
Oh, you've got some virtue now, do you?
I've become less cunning.
And less of a cunt as well.
Yeah. Woo! So what's the name of this dude? The Roustabout? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Roustabout. So I approached them and ask if Mr. Fantastico is around and available.
You can come back. You can come back when the show's open. We're still setting up. Mr. Fantastico has lots of admirers. He doesn't sign autographs before the show's open.
It's very clear that you're not the first or the 10th person to ask for an audience with Mr. Fantastico.
We'll be open tomorrow at noon. Come back in. Thank you.
I'm not here. Yeah, I'm not here for the show. And I'm not.
Show opens at 10.
Not an admirer necessarily, but I've heard that he has some information that would help me very much.
WanderingStream.com or at the box office.
Yes, everyone thinks Mr. Fantastico has some information for them. That's what he does at the show. Yeah, you probably want to know a message from a dead relative or how to make his special muffins. He won't give you the recipe. Doesn't matter how much you offer him. Show opens at noon.
You have a magical grimoire that he may take interest in, however.
Ooh, a magical grimoire. I've heard that one before.
All right. He wants to be that way.
I'm sure he probably has all the magical grimoires he can use.
I get the feeling this guy is mispronouncing grimoire slightly.
Differently every time.
It is.
I think I'm going to
murder him.
Murder him.
Where we both immediately go, kill him. This is D&D, right?
Murder hobos.
What's his armor class?
Oh, God.
Roll
for initiative.
Yeah, roll for initiative.
I guess I'm gonna try to grasp this person and see if there's anything I can do. So I'm going to. I'm the same with that. So I'm going to empathetically study and understand him, asking him, and I guess that is 2 dice, which are. How did I roll a number of 2? Roll a number of 6-sided dice equal to your rating. Count each 4, 5, or 6 as a hit. Great. So I'm gonna be rolling 2d6 to empathize. Roustabout.
Oh, going empathy route, are you?
Ooh, that's 2 hits.
Nice. Oh,
God. Cool. So on any hits, I can ask questions about what ask any questions I want about what I can directly observe. And keep interacting with them naturally. And as person questions as you like. You can also ask questions about what they're thinking or feeling, like the following. Great. So I can ask 1 per hit. And so I guess the first question. The first question is, how does he feel about this job? How do you feel about your job?
Oh, how does the Roustabout feel about the Roustabout job? I want to believe that the roustabout just gets this far away look in his eyes, like if this were the musical, this would be where he's about to sing. And it's like, yeah, I've worked door at the taverns, and even did a short gig for one of the local lords. Lots of drink there, but you know what you don't get with those sorts of positions is being able to go from place to place, see all of this land. It's just amazing. Every day somewhere new, some new piece of magic or wonder going on with the folks inside. I get to see that for free and watch the show, develop over time. Everybody comes, like you come in to see the show tomorrow night, obviously after getting a ticket, and you'll see one round of this, right? And you'll think it'll blow your mind, of course.
But of course, it's not real magic.
But that's the thing. You start to see which bits are the real magic and which bits, how some of the ingenious stuff is done. That's the real wonder, is seeing how the bread is made, so to speak.
So there is actual magic happening here.
I mean, not all of it, right? But that's sort of a contract with the viewers who come to watch. They know they're going to be seeing a few things that take them for a little ride, but it's a ride they're paying for and what they want to see. But occasionally there are the things you can't explain, right? As it is with life.
I guess the second question is that how does he feel about the actual magic? Like, is he like in awe of it? Is he scared by it? Yeah.
I think again, I want him to go way too positive. If you have
no, I was gonna say. So I'm just jumping on what you've already established there from what he was saying. To me, it sounds like he's very positive about it. It's like,
yeah.
I think that's why he can like overlook the sort of con artisty parts of the show. Because he's like,
sure.
Some real, like there's some real wonders that even I don't know how they do, and I work here.
I thought that was just something in the long ago, but here it is.
I know a little bit of magic myself, and although it takes long years of study and mental effort, I could be persuaded to teach you some if you were willing to put in the effort. I mean, I know you're very busy here, and obviously you hold a very important position.
Yeah.
But if
he doesn't twig any sarcasm.
Yeah. But if magic is something that excites you, I could definitely show you a trick or two for yourself.
What do you mean, like a trick, like a little sleight of hand card trick, or like pull a coin out your ear or something?
I think he does like a really long list of like various kinds of prestidigitation.
Or like there's balls under the cup, which cups is it? Or like, oh look, I've got 4 hearts in an ace. Oh no, I've got 5 aces. Whoa.
The classic hawk's feather with the arrow, the drooping leaf.
Oh, it's a wand now. It's a bunch of flowers. Ooh, magic.
I think this is the part where I'm going to do a little bit of wizardry. Murder him. I'm going to pronounce liveliness upon his shoes.
Oh God! This again.
Let's see what this does. So to do that, I need to exert myself magically, which is again 2 dice. Let's see what happens. Magic shoes.
Magic shoes.
Happy feet.
That is 1 hit. All right. On any hits, choose the effect. So before I choose, I
start kicking his own ass.
Your volunteers, that is you, whether the plasmids respond sluggishly to my recitation, or eagerly, or playfully, or what. So how do the plasmids respond?
I think the plasmids are matching the roustabout's mood.
Nice.
Like, so playful and
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
You read my mind, Peter. Are you magic?
So I think this is where I kind of like one of the things I can do is have him make a leap a great distance vertically into the air, and then have him land lightly on his feet. So I think I'm gonna do some like I need to do the razzle dazzle, but I'm gonna do the razzle dazzle on his feet, and he will leap into the air, and as he floats down, I'll have him do a little dance.
Like a little maple seed.
Yeah, and I'll like, even though I don't need to do it for the spell, I'll probably like make up some magic words and stuff. And then he'll gently drift down and finish his little jig.
Oh.
I think he's probably more.
Is that something that you've seen before?
I do think he's kind of, after a pause, he references a few like obscure pieces of magic you've seen that have similar qualities, but it's kind of a reach. I've seen that kind of motion done for small inanimate objects, but without the vertical arrangement. And I mean, of course, there is Lucas's unfortunate saltation, which can send you up in the air, right? But you don't come down like that.
Yeah, not as gently, no.
She's checking his shoes for like wires and ropes and things.
Yeah.
Did you slip me a new pair of shoes? How'd you do that?
Magic.
Nah. Oh.
And again, this is something I could teach you.
Oh, I think Mr.
But
Fantastico.
only if we were friends.
Fantastico is going to want us to talk to you. You seem to be like a
Yeah,
peer.
that's immediately like.
I mean,
lead the way.
Very few people can hold their own. You're not obviously just a fan with a Grimoire.
I think this conversation continues as you led kind of off screen.
Oh, by the way, his real name is Roger.
Roger.
Roger the roustabout.
No, Mr. Fantastico.
Mr. Fantastico.
He doesn't like people know his real name, but I mean,
don't use his real name
for a kindred like you.
Not lightly. Cool. So, what does Mr. Fantastico's tent look like from the outside?
Oh man, I feel like it's brightly colored fabric. Probably in keeping with the theme is probably like a bright shimmering blue that you can see kind of waves of light come across it as a breeze picks up the fabric a bit.
Nice.
Let's see. And I think it's not clear how it's constructed, like what is keeping its shape. You can't see very clear like beams or anything. And you have a suspicion that it's just unnatural movements of wind itself that keeps the entire thing.
Nice.
And it's definitely the nicest part of the whole place. And the strange thing you notice as well is, like, you passed the crew, like I said, who were erecting the whole spectacle, and they're working on anything, but there's nobody working on his tent. Like that.
It's just there.
Yeah, they're working on everything else of the whole place, but nobody's doing any kind of work on his abode.
Nice. I guess I'll just duck my head in and see what it looks like on the inside. And if he is there, hopefully there. So is he there, and what does it look like?
I feel like Roger is there and immediately thinks you're an intruder of some sort.
How does he respond to an intruder?
Oh dear.
He probably just thinks, it probably happens all the time with fans and stuff.
And
somebody slipped past the security, and he's just like, show opens tomorrow at noon, my friend. I have to prepare. There are magical energies. I must collect you're interrupting the flow, and I'm afraid that I won't be able to do my show if you interrupt the flow.
I'm not a fan. Not that I'm not a fan. I was led in by this gentleman who is not here anymore. After
I think Roger has heard that one before too.
And I guess I'll just like jump to, I've heard that you know something about the signature of Abiesta of the two whatever it is. I forget every time. Of the two courts. I myself am working on deciphering parts of this grimoire, and I was told that you would be a person who might be able to help.
My gut instinct is that he responds to this like somebody walks in and says, I just got hold of a nuclear weapon. I don't know. I'm just kind of banging on it and connecting some wires and things.
No, say my initial gut was him going, "You have Abiestos Grimoire, or whatever it's called. Like, is it Abiestos Grimoire?
Yeah, the signatures of Abiesta of the two courts.
You have that grimoire in your possession.
Yes,
and
I do.
You're just reading it, as you will.
No, I understand that it can't just be read directly. I'm taking precautions and making the proper environment mentally and physically to
just kind
engage
of
with
away
it.
from you as you're saying this.
And I've managed to unlock the first.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Portion, which is quite intriguing.
Oh no! Another freeze. We can still hear you.
Oh no! Unstable.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it froze right as you were about to say portion. And I've unlocked the first.
Portion. I'm eager to unlock the rest. Oh no! It's the key. The keywords.
Just checking. You have my audio is still here, right? I switched back to my other device.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think Mark's frozen again.
Yeah, it would seem so.
Roger's like, "Speak, man, speak."
Well, I'm wondering if Roger freezes. Freezes Akorax in place. And it's just like,
apparently.
Safety. We cannot hear you if you are speaking. Well, chat, you are frozen. Again.
You are frozen again.
Yeah.
Could you stop being? Oh, I'm the host now, so I guess he
do whatever you like.
Got mega dumped. Mega dumped.
There we go.
And he's back.
All right. I just got the. I was going to upgrade to Google Fiber 2 gig, and the installer said that wouldn't really make a big difference unless I was directly connected to it. But he did give me the new hardware, which is supposed to be much better. So we'll see. We'll see how much better that is.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So I've unlocked the first portion of this, Mr. Magico, Fantastico. And I hear that you might be able to help me unlock it further or have more information about it for me. What have you heard? Or what do you know about it, I guess, since you seem to be reacting with trepidation. Terror, yeah.
If you don't have a hit, Heath, I was thinking maybe he knows what happened to the last person who used it.
Ooh, yeah.
And maybe that was his instructor, or I don't know what the right word is for wizard master.
Mentor.
Mentor, yeah.
Yes, I think he's like, yeah, you have to be very careful with the grimoire. When trying to unlock, the thing is, it's...
I'm a T-Rex, says hello.
Hello!
Nerds.
It's like playing with a volatile chemical. If you get it all right, it'll all settle into an alchemical delight. But if you get one thing wrong, the whole thing could explode and kill you. You can't just tamper with it. It's nice. It's like having an explosive chemical and just seeing what happens if you bang on it with various things. You can't take a brute force approach to unlocking it. It's a fine art. Delicate.
Well, the first time I attempted to understand it, it drained me completely. I was exhausted for days. But I feel like I've got a handle on it now. And with your help, perhaps I could, if we work together to decipher another part, maybe I could share some of this knowledge with you.
I think I want him to ask if it had taken any of your mind
Ooh,
when it had exhausted you.
would I know if it did?
Do
To the
you,
best of my knowledge, no.
you haven't found any former memories lacking lately? Like things you don't
Things you
remember
yeah.
from your childhood, recent
Ooh.
past? Where were you last week? Do you remember?
Yes, I was at a town. I'm gonna go ahead and exert myself to study and grasp a situation's nuances. And since I bumped up my thing, I have 4 dice in that.
Holy shit.
So I feel good about that. Grasp.
Grasp it.
That's 2 hits. All right. What happens on hits?
Murder?
Murder.
Let's see. I'm taking a quick second, a couple of minutes to look around, get a feel for things, and try to figure out what's going on here. I can ask as many questions about what I can directly observe. I can also ask these questions. So the the first question from the list is everything cool here, or is there something going on?
Oh man. Oh yeah. Like my gut instinct is that everything's on, like he's being on the level with you. Like he doesn't have his own little game here.
I think there is a little something going on. Not in terms of like, oh, he's lying to you, trying to fool you kind of thing, but more that
he wants you to sign up for classes.
I think you get a sense that you feel you can trust him and that he's being straight with you, but there's also something when you mention the grimoire, there was like just a moment of his eyes widening where you, for just a brief moment, you felt defensive, like maybe he was going to try to take it from you and kill you. And but then I've passed, you're like, oh no, I think maybe you just misread the moment, or it was just excitement about hearing about this legendary object. But there was definitely a moment of something being off that put you on guard just a little. But definitely not something like, oh, there's something really bad going on here. He's trying to trick you or anything like that.
Cool. Yeah, so I got just continue like asking him if he can help me out, and if he wants something in exchange, or if I can help him with something for his troubles.
I have an idea. I don't know if this works or not. I want to believe that the mentor is still alive. That the signature did not kill the mentor, but the mentor is now very, very powerful and very, very crazy. And if you can offer help with commuting either of those.
Yeah, he's like a, I mean, this doesn't really work in the scenario, but in modern he's like a live wire, where it's just like a wire just spouting electricity all over the place and flying around wildly that you got to, it's dangerous.
Professor X and Logan.
So, not to change subject, but it seems that you are familiar, sigillomancy, and whatnot.
You're frozen again, but if you can hear this, I think he responds by just kind of idly, peevishly producing a tiny baguette in one hand and then
familiar with is a light
so
way
you
to
must
put
know
it.
Telenor.
Telenor. Oh yeah, Telenor's cute with his little inn.
To have the magic of bread and use it for a mere tavern.
Telenor has no ambition. He's a nice man, but no ambition. think Mark's upgrade is working great.
Oh no.
Stupid internets.
It'll never work.
If you're just joining us, Mark is frozen. And he's
There we go.
Oh, he's back.
There he is.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, so I bring up Telenor to see if he knows him, or maybe he was his mentor, or does the name cause him to react at all?
He thinks Telenor's very cute with his little inn. And as Peter added, like, to use the power of breadomancy for such a banal life. No ambition in it. A nice man, no ambition.
And what are you using it for? Look at
my life. I'm admired across the country. And the highlight of this show, of this entire gathering. People come here. Look, let's be honest. I'm the only thing keeping this whole thing in business.
It seemed like it was your show.
I wonder too if maybe generally magic is on the wane in this society, and he's sort of keeping a sense of wonder and interest in it alive too.
Nice. Yeah, it doesn't feel very different from from running an inn. Telenor's pastries are renowned throughout the area, and he has people working for him. The pastries are delicious. He's put in a lot of effort.
I don't see people beating down Telenor's door night and day, asking him for autographs or to teach them his tricks.
I mean, some people do. They're cool.
Only a complete fool would do that.
Well, maybe you should go ask Telenor for help if you're such an admirer.
God, yeah. Now he's just insecure and like.
He's the one who helped me unlock the first section. But if that's beyond your abilities, I understand. I can find someone else.
Section 1. You notice how it's the first section.
I mean, you have to start somewhere.
Look, the thing about the signatures is, as far as I know, I don't know that the knowledge can be shared. So I'm not sure what it is I would get out of helping you exactly. You might start up your own show that rivals my own, and then where would I be?
I have no intention of starting a show like yours.
Or you might start a tavern of your own.
I might. But Telenor,
and where would Telenor be? My good friend, Telenor. You're going to put him out of business.
Actually magically bound to return the signatures to Telenor once I have uncovered all of their secrets.
Oh, so I'm third in line.
And also he's going to give all of the secrets of this amazing book to the bread man.
My friend, you are making this a less and less attractive deal. What does Mr. Fantastico get for helping out an apprentice newbie magician? Newbie, it's a word I just made up.
How does it help the show?
I can show you the shoes trick, I guess. Like a first level cantrip.
Oh God, does he immediately do the shoe trick on you?
Ooh, does he?
I want to believe.
If he does, that'll give me a chance to strenuously dispute a wizardess will.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Cool. He probably just then does the trick. With
no you mean this trick?
So easy.
Great. But I think it's like a much more ominous version of the trick. Like you're up in the air much longer than before and getting whipped around much less gently.
Nice. I am definitely going to strenuously dispute this magical will. Let me see. Is there anything specific about that I need to do? Section 1. Great. Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, I will exert myself magically to perform acts of wizardry. Dispute that will. Disputate. 1 hit. All right.
Good job.
On a hit, choose one of the following and roll. It must obey me now. Ooh.
Oh no.
Someone else has its subject. It can ignore me or continue as it is, but great. I think I am going to suborn his spell, and
who's dancing now?
I will have it. Oh, should I have it obey me or should I have it go? I think I'm gonna have it obey me, and not continue to obey him. And like as I feel my feet lifting off the ground, just like and do the reverso changeo and have him. I think I just have his shoes lift up and turn him upside down and hang him there. So like we're face to face, Spider-Man style. Yeah. And just be like, you think that would work on someone who has unlocked the first section? If I can do this, just imagine what we could do together with more. And then drop him.
Oh God.
But if you're not interested, and I'll start to walk out.
Look, my friend, wait.
Oh, are we friends now?
We've gotten off on the wrong foot.
So to speak.
Literally,
I feel that both of our egos are getting in the way here, as is prone to do with wizards. You're right, this is a knowledge beyond either of us. It needs to be unlocked, and selfishly, I ask, what does it do for me? I feel I'm helping you, but then I feel that I just get left behind, and that my flame diminishes.
Could we ask another boon for when he makes
progress?
I'm trying to figure out if we can ask a boon of him the way that it wants for telling you.
How about this? I have an idea.
Oh, cool.
I seem very happy with my current life.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling the quality of my show, my reputation, everything could skyrocket if the one who unlocked the secrets of the signatures of the Grimoire were to be a fan of the show, talk about it wherever he went. Talk about what an amazing show it was, how amazing Mr. Fantastico was, how he's a peer of yours.
Are we getting paid in exposure?
I think so, yeah.
I would, maybe we could add to it and make it that you have to go to like the local prince's court.
Oh, the Prince of the Roguelands, yeah.
Because we've had some trouble. We obviously have trouble in the Roguelands these days. Mm-hmm. They don't respect a good carnival. But if the one who's unlocked several sections of this were to plead my case.
Yeah, so getting the rogue prince to allow him to perform in towns and stuff instead of being relegated to a field somewhere.
By saying something like, oh, there's only one show worthy of a prince like you, and that would be Mr. Fantastico.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Obligatory. I saw this show and found it wonderful. Tell a personal story at this point.
I'm legally obligated to say.
Here's the coupon code you can offer.
Special coupon.
I am, because of my goal, I am bound to travel the land far and wide, and I'd be happy to make my first stop, the whatever the capital city of the Roguelands is, and present your case before the Roger.
Well then, if we are to make this bond, I do feel that, as I mentioned,
blood pact.
that the process you are engaging in is very volatile. So what I can do for you, my friend, is create bread-like, if you would put it simply, a bread-like barrier in your mind to help protect you from the volatility.
Ooh.
So you would have a bit of a bread-like armor around your psyche.
Crust.
Yes, like a brain crust that would give you some protection from the volatility of the grimoire and make your tinkering a little less dangerous.
That sounds fantastic. I wholeheartedly accept. Do we do this tonight, or are you too busy preparing for your show? Should we wait until later?
After the show, I would think. You really should see the show if you want.
I mean, of course you will have
decision to honestly.
Of course you will have 2 comps.
Oh, I'll definitely find a friend here in the field. I have a friend who's outstanding in the field.
We can reconvene.
You and a plasmid.
Relax a little bit with a drink, rebuild the energies, and then form our magical bond.
Right.
Drinks are not included with the comps, by the way. I'm sorry, that's not my call. The person serving the drinks, a whole different person.
Different
organization completely. Yeah. I don't really have anywhere to sleep nearby. Is there a tent that I could crash in? Or am I just going to curl up under a tree somewhere?
No, as luck would have it, one of our crew who helps raise the tent died yesterday and his bed is open.
Mysteriously?
Oh, no.
And I'm sure if you were to help around the grounds a little bit with the crew, that they'd be willing to let you take that bed tonight.
Yeah, none of them will even go near the tent. He died in the tent. It was the most strange. I can't go into detail.
But I mean, someone like you who's tangled with the grimoire, I'm sure has no fear of a bed where a man died. Trivial.
No. Oh God, they found me. They're all around.
People die all the time. It's fine. I've died once myself. It's great. Yeah, awesome. So I will go talk to my buddy the Rustabout and tell him that I'm going to be helping out for the rest of the day in exchange for the death tent. How does he react to that?
Oh no.
I mean, I think this sounds good.
I want him to continue to be cheerful, but it's cheerful in a way that indicates how horribly dangerous they are.
Oh,
wow, no one could survive that. It's brave of you for giving it a try.
Has anyone else died in that tent, or is this the first time?
It is definitely not the first time. Oh, God.
No, I mean, it's not so much in the tent as in that bed.
The first time a man has died in that bed, or are we including other mammals, vermin?
I mean, maybe it would make sense to get rid of the bed and just get a new one.
Well, those cost 2 coppers apiece, sir.
You think we haven't tried that? We keep throwing it out and then come back and there it is.
Oh, the cursed bed.
Screaming more than before.
But I mean, you have you'll have the protection of the brain crust, as well as your grimoire. You'll be fine.
Right.
The only people who've slept there before are dirty carny folk. I mean, our wonderful crew is what I meant.
Everyone who slept there is dead, so they won't be a problem.
Oh, no.
Is there anything happen out of the ordinary or interesting while I'm helping around set up?
Apart from bets being taken about the person sleeping in the death tent.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think they try to do it surreptitiously, but you definitely gather what's going on. You see people exchanging money, and you hear them going like, odds, 10 to 1, no one survives net bet. No, just put that stake over there, it's fine.
And just asking you innocent questions about how many ghosts or spirits have you tangled with? Okay.
I mean, there were the dream eaters, I suppose.
Oh.
Oh my.
A mental note.
Dream eaters. Sounds like a good act for the marvelous.
Yes, but don't mention it to any of the other workers here. I want to have. I like knowing this for myself.
Maybe I'll put some money down on myself to survive.
And the person I think at first tries to play off like, because they didn't want you to know they're betting that you're going to die, and like, what do you talk? Put money on yours? How much? All right. He gives,
I guess
he,
everything I've got,
he realizes
I
there's no
suppose.
point in it.
All of it.
I guess I'm all in.
Well, I mean, that makes sense since it's all ours after you die anyway, so. Why not? Sure.
Cool. Cut to the evening as I'm turning in, or I guess cut to like while I'm sleeping.
We skipped past the show itself.
Oh, the show is tomorrow, right?
Oh,
No, it was today because you were here in the morning.
Watch the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the show.
I did mention that the show was tomorrow at some point. But
narratively,
let's
do this.
Having it, like...
Let's do the sleep first, and then if I survive, we'll see the show.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Oh, that's right. They're opening at noon tomorrow because they just set up today. That's right.
Cool. So we'll just cut to me sleeping, I guess, after making the whatever arrangements. What happens? What wakes me up? I guess. What wakes me up in the middle of the night?
This is not the way I'm gonna go, but just because I find it amusing in my brain. Nothing happens. Perfectly nice sleep. You wake up.
Totally legitimate.
It's the best night of sleep in your life. No
Making much money.
Out of 10, no notes. I kind of like that as the setup for this. Like nothing bad has happened. But then I would want the bet to be for a longer period of time. But
double or nothing.
Yeah, I think they're gonna double or nothing it after.
Awesome. Yeah, you get up the next morning. It's like, never had a better night's sleep in my life.
I think you come out of the tent and like everyone in the camp is outside the tent. And they're like,
poking him
you see money exchanging hands a lot.
Like,
oh no, yeah.
And then everybody who exchanged money and got money in return has to put all that money into a bag, which then goes to you.
Thank you. If I survive the show, maybe we'll make it double or nothing for tomorrow.
Sure.
I don't think we can afford that. We'll go out of business.
Cool. So
was a week's wages.
Sit next to an empty chair during the show, I guess. No one showed up to take my +1.
You could have sent a message to Telenor. No.
What's the coolest thing that happens in the show?
I want it to be a non-magical like con thing. Yeah, I think somebody just does a cold read of someone in the audience and coaxes them into being able to guess like really specific information down to the name of their favorite donkey that died. It's just like this is not wizardry or anything, but it is just what little you know about how that particular carnival
impressive
thing
skill.
works.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. What's the thing that happens in the show that I'm just like embarrassed for them?
Oh no.
I think one of the newest acts is just all the stuff we were talking about before, the very typical street tricks, and none of them work. They're always like, he does this little trick. He's like, now guess which ball the cup is under. That one. He's like, are you sure you don't want to? That's.
Why would you?
Wouldn't you think it was the left cup? No, just.
I was watching.
Yep, you're right.
I think they actually picked Aquarax for that as the audience person. It's the one person who has no idea who you are.
So I think several of those tricks that
sort of like vengeful thing of like I'm gonna keep picking this person and by God.
And he gets more and more flustered until like finally one of his final card tricks is like, "Was this your card? No.
Yep. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh good.
Yep. You got me finally.
And just when he thinks he's got it, he puts his hand down like a card falls out of his sleeve. Fuck that one up too.
I think the audience is loving it, but
you still think it's a comedy act.
Yeah, they think he's equivalent to clowns.
Yep. Cool. And then I guess what is the thing that Mr. Fantastico does that gets my attention?
Oh man, I think it is subtle. Like it's a Penn and Teller thing where it's like it doesn't look like much of a trick, but if you know tricks, you know that there's no way this could happen. or there's no way you can figure out it. I'm not sure what sort of trick he's doing there. Probably a version of a traditional street magic thing.
Like a levitation or
Maybe, yeah. I was trying to get bread involved in it, but that might be overkill.
The levitating loaves.
Or like he does a card trick, and then as one last flourish on a typical card trick, he throws all the cards into the air, and then they turn into light bits of pastry that kind of leaf their way down.
Nice. And everyone rushes the stage.
Free food.
Cool. Good show. I guess we'll take dinner with Mr. Fantastico and get started on our thing.
Excellent.
So this is we'll all the candles. Get my bread brain going. Lag out again. Are we there?
Yeah, you're coming and going a bit again.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to speak with customer service about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem to be having more trouble tonight than usual.
Yeah. I'm in the country with the terrible internet provider.
I know. Maybe it's you. No, I was doing a session 0 for a game I'm playing on Sunday and dropped a couple times. Just like, okay.
Damn it.
Cool. So I guess the first up is getting the brain crust put on, which I accept. Cool. I'm gonna start off by exerting myself magically to see if we can get this thing got. Let's see if there's anything I need to do special for that. Studying a grimoire. So I guess we're in his tent. In our bread circle, and I think I'm just like, this is going to be an all-night kind of thing, so we're up chanting and reading and batting away stray plasmids. Let me see what happens. So perform active wizardry, 2 dice. Grimoire. This is the one I'm going to fail, right? Yep, a 2 and a 3. No hits. So on a miss, it says I become misled, befuddled, caught in false leads or false confusions, and wasted our time. And I think since this has been pitched as dangerous, there are hit or miss. If you're not satisfied with the outcome, choose one. And I think. Let's see. I think I'll pick the appeal to tutor for help and guidance, namely Mr. Fantastico. So I guess my question to you is, what bad thing happens?
I think you're not sure at first because it just looks like there's a blink and everything moves or everything changes. I think Mr. Fantastico is injured. And there is blood on your hands. And clearly 2 hours have passed.
What happened? I have no memory.
Out of game, I think what happened is the bread crust failed, or the brain crust failed, and the grimoire took control of you and used you for wreaking havoc.
Cool. I just stare at the blood on my hands and ask Mr. Fantastico the same question. What did I do to you? Did we unlock? We didn't.
Is he conscious, Peter?
I think he's conscious. Yeah, I think he's injured, but it's not. I want to think that he'll be okay, just because it interests me to still have him around. Mm-hmm. Although there's interesting story to be had if you accidentally killed the guy.
Yeah.
Because that'll. Oh man.
I think the problem is that you need at least some basic breadomancy yourself to help form the brain crust. And you, even while under Telenor's tutelage, didn't bother to even try making a piece of bread. So all the work was on me. We're going to have to get you to where you can at least apparate a piece of bread before I'm going to be able to form the brain crust, because I need you to help do it internally.
This sounds like another wizardry roll.
The real bread needs to be inside of you.
That's right. The real bread needs to be inside you all along.
Great. Well, I submit myself to his tutelage. Yeah,
I don't think you'll be able to do it tonight, though, because he's injured and now he's drained, and I think you're going to have to spend another night in the deathbed.
Deathbed, yeah. Cool, yeah. It's clearly late, and we're both exhausted, and yeah, we'll take this up after. Is there another show tomorrow, or are you just going to rest up?
The show must go on, my friend.
Yes.
Of course. I will forgo the show tomorrow if you don't mind, and immerse myself in my studies to.
If you're just embarrassed about not having a +1, it's fine. I can leave one comp for you at will call.
I think there's a pilgrims group is coming through.
I feel like I've seen what there is to see. Good job. No notes for you. Yeah, and I'll just spend the day recovering and preparing myself mentally and physically.
I think everybody in the Carney troop knows that you attacked Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he got like gash on his head or something.
Yeah, best stay in the tent. And here, take this. Get familiar with this. This is a sack of bread ingredients. This is a bit of bread dough, and this is a finished slice. Try to visualize the evolution.
Like a really simple sheet of paper or something of, so you want to make bread. Like written at a 5-year-old level.
You need to be able to do this in your mind.
I feel like studying the bread is going to be equivalent to studying a grimoire here.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
So I'm gonna see if I can learn myself some bread apparition here, and hope nothing goes terribly wrong.
A skill that will come in handy for the rest of your life.
2 hits. I'm so good at bread.
Jesus, you made some good bread.
Let me double check what happens on.
I think you didn't just go. You bypassed slice and went straight to roll.
Ooh. Oh, I tally a number of insights equal to separating bread, like a simple thing or something that would require more than 1 hit. I think the first section of the grimoire was 1 hit. Okay.
Well, I think. No, I was gonna say that's why I thought you literally bypassed slice and went to bread. I think getting a slice would have been 1 hit, but you got 2 hits, so you bypassed a slice and you got a nice roll, like a dinner roll
or something.
Basically, the level 2 bread cantrip is where you arrived. You skipped level 1.
Conjure, slice of bread, or dinner roll. Great. New spell.
Yeah.
Woo, on a roll.
It's going to come in handy. That's how you're going to defeat the final boss.
And I think when I go to see, Mr. Fantastico after the show, instead of apparating it in front of him so I don't have to exert myself more magically, I'm just going to stuff the roll up my sleeve and try to sleight of hand it as if I had done it. I did genuinely conjure this bread. I'm not going to do it in front of him.
You're pretending to conjure it this time.
Yeah.
That seems like that would be a roll of some kind, doesn't it? Because you're trying to fool him.
Yeah, that feels like
trying to fool a
subtlety
magician.
Roll.
Yeah.
Passing through my environment unnoticed.
Taking action unremarked.
The action I'm taking unremarked is sliding it out. And I get 3 dice for that.
Ooh.
Fake magic.
Fake magic.
One hit. Okay.
Oh God.
That's still a hit.
On a hit for that, subtly. You wouldn't believe how quick I am with my hands. Am I going to be quick enough? And then you answer, am I quick enough?
I think you are, because of the fact
that it is
an actual magical roll that you created.
Right.
And so I think he can sense that. So that kind of sells the sleight of hand bit, because he doesn't question it.
I think also Mr. Fantastico is still pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah, it's true. So he's probably got one good eye. The other one's a little bit swollen.
Use the depth of... Hey, there it is.
So the fact that
giant roll.
Yeah, it does actually have magic properties
it's just closer
to it.
To you. Yeah.
It all works in your favor and makes it.
Nice. I guess I'll break the roll open, give him half, and we'll just eat it together before trying.
Impressive.
Again.
Straight to roll. All I requested was a slice.
I'm good at this, man.
You're a natural, sir.
Well today.
You know that Mr. Fantastical is really just a name. My father passed it on to me.
I know
you could be.
Your real name is Roger. Is that right? Did I guess right?
Yes, but I don't know that.
More magic.
The point is, you could be the next Mr. Fantastical if you wanted to train and stick around here.
The original Mr. Fantastical was retired and living like a king in Patagonia.
Exactly.
Every morning, I'd wake him up and say, well, you'll sleep in the deathbed tonight, but you'll probably die in the night. Oh, and I guess I did make another night through the deathbed.
And nothing happened.
Everything was fine.
No, it was fine.
And I think you woke up again, and fewer people were still kind of like, how is he still surviving this?
I think someone just murdered. I think someone just murdered that last guy.
Oh, no.
You should take a survey of who you had here.
Yeah, the last guy who died might have been responsible for the previous deaths, and that's why they've stopped.
Cool. So what is so tonight I am we are concentrating together on the brain crust.
Yes.
Okay.
And as part of it this time, you each eat your half of the magic roll, so that will increase your breadomancy bond with each other.
Nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and try to do that again.
Here we go. Big bucks, no whammies.
More Grimoire.
Really good roll. Delicious roll.
Nice.
The roll,
delicious roll. Here's the roll.
The roll.
One hit. Okay. All right.
Wait, because hits are, I forget, hits are what? 4 to 6?
4, 5, 6 are hits. Yeah.
Right. So any of that.
So I got a 1 and a 4. Just barely made it. And so that is a number of insights equal to my hits, which is 1. And version 2 takes 1 insight to unlock. Woo! Section 2 unlocked.
Oh, what?
It takes all night, but we do it.
I think you feel like, just for theatrical purposes, like you're both concentrating together, and you can feel, like a barrier forming around your psyche. And at first it just feels kind of soft and warm and doughy. and then you get a little bit, that makes you a little muddle-headed. And that point you feel, oh no, it starts to because it starts to dim your wits, you start to lose your grip on it, and it starts to fade. And Mr. Fantastical's like, no, you must stay with me. The brain crust is hardening. and then you rally forth.
Let it bake.
And you feel it get almost hot, but still just warm, until it forms just that perfect little crust on the outside, but the inside's still nice and warm, so it's comfortable on your brain.
Nice dairy crumb.
And that totally makes sense, because the Section 2 spell that I just unlocked is, as an act of wizardry, I can now proclaim a malignant lethargy, which saps the strength of warmth and vigor from the limbs and voices of all except me. Cool. So I guess probably studying the grimoire, since it is a dangerous proposition, probably had some effect on me as I was doing it, but the crust saved the day.
You formed the crust just in time.
Yeah, crust, lethargy outside, proclaim. So the question is, or 2 questions, I guess. Is Mr. Fantastico affected by this when we learn it? And is he able to learn that spell also?
I don't think he can learn a spell. I feel like that's just you.
Okay, cool.
But he may be a little more sluggish today than he is usually. But obviously, I think long ago he'd formed his own brain crust.
Yeah.
And that's how he knows how to help you do it. So he was fairly protected. And so the lethargy only has very minimal effects. Just to the tune of like getting 4 hours of sleep instead of 8 in a night.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Which
I'm kind of intrigued
basically
that he's accumulating a sort of immunity to the signature.
Yeah. Maybe he's got an immunity to the spells I learned from it as well. Yeah. Nice. And we are up quite late doing this, so he's probably sleepy on top of that. He seems pretty messed up both physically and energy wise. I suggest to him that maybe I take over the show for him tonight. Does he accept and take the night off?
Oh God.
My gut is that he doesn't feel you're anywhere near ready to do his show. You've barely. Go ahead.
I think he doesn't, but I think it is possible for circumstances to intervene. Like it is, so long as I am on my feet, I will do this show.
Fair.
Which is just inviting some misfortune to happen.
Well, I will go to sleep the night in my not
bed?
cursed bed. And
night number 3, rule of threes.
Night number 3, yeah. And I'll come to the show tomorrow, but after that I must leave.
Okay, I want shit to happen in deathbed for the third night.
And make it so.
Yeah, so
you are the co-creator of this world.
Yeah.
I go to sleep in the deathbed, and this time, what wakes me up in the middle of the night?
Oh,
and of course, after 2 free nights, like everybody's not like, oh, whatever. Like, the excitement's kind of died down. Like, I guess deathbed's over. There's a couple of bets still going on. Like, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Well, I'm still betting, and a couple of them are like, nah. Done with this.
Well, I think the first thing is that you wake up in the middle of the night, or it might be middle of the day at this point, given that you were up all night. And then something feels off and you push aside the flap of the tent, and you are not in the same place anymore.
Nice.
And let's see. Yeah, I think there's a monster outside of the tent now.
Ooh.
In kind of a blasted landscape all around you.
Nice.
Is this the land of rogue plasmids?
Well, this is a perfect opportunity to me to unveil my wizardess senses. So tell the volunteers that you're unveiling your wizardess senses.
No.
No matter what the result, then I go on to exert myself mentally or empathetically, make that roll as well. Great. So I make my magic roll first to see what happens there. Look with my special eyes.
Special eyes.
Special eyes.
Magic eyes.
Two hits on that.
Damn,
Great.
you're on the roll tonight. 2 eyes, 2 hits.
2 out, 1 for each.
Coincidence? Yes.
So I exert myself mentally or empathetically. I feel like this is going to be it feels more like a mental thing. It's more like a why am I in this blessed landscape kind of deal.
I think it's mental.
So that
feels
is
mental to me as well.
Oh, cool. That is 4 dice.
Yep.
Yes.
So many dice.
Magic brain.
Brain crust doing you good.
Brain.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh my God.
Misses.
4 misses. That's
1 3
impressive.
1 3 1 1 1. Whoa. All right.
Wow. You're dead. The end.
Your brain is overwhelmed by what
Your brain becomes one big dinner roll and you cease to exist.
So the miss means
Do you want to put on a mask? No.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, so I miss on the exertion, and that means that after this is done, Exertion mentally. Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay, great. So first for the good hits on my magic one, 2 hits for that. You will tell me what my wizardess senses reveal, what I can perceive as a shimmer or buzz, magical spells, subtle emanations, active plasmids, things made invisible by magic, and other signs of wizardry. So yeah, 2 big hits on that. What do I perceive with my magic senses? What do I see with my special eyes?
I have an idea for this.
Go for it.
That the sort of cliche dragon sort of monster you see in front of you is not real, but it's a thing put into your mind by plasmids. And yeah, why did they do that? I think it's these are plasmids that feed on fear. And they're just going to make you hallucinate terrible things, and that will make them stronger until finally some misfortune or mental overwhelm causes yet another victim of the
die screaming. Nice. Rogue plasmids. What's that? Feed on fear. Anything else I notice about this place?
Oh yeah, because you got 2 hits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just gotta hit. You can kind of see this, whatever this, just to make sure I'm understanding what you've set up correctly, Peter. So this is not, or does it matter? Is this a separate geographical place, or more like it could be a separate realm, dimension type situation?
It sounds like my body is still in the bed, probably screaming. And like this is a projection that's happening in my brain.
Well, okay, here.
Or maybe I've been sent to another realm, and that's.
Let me put forth my idea and tell me if this works. Because I was thinking what would happen is, what you see is now you start to see where you are, sort of. Like the transparency gets turned down a little bit. You see through it, and you do see the tent where you're sleeping, and the cot where you sleep is directly on what looks like an altar in this realm.
Nice. Love it. Cool. That's great. The miss on my mental exertion, tell your volunteers that I stand there lost in thought until something snaps me out of it.
Oh no.
What snaps me out of it?
Oh man. I feel like you sense that something is going wrong with the bread thing.
Oh.
Like the thing that snaps you out of it is like the bread starts contracting.
Oh
no.
Ooh, was the bread a trap?
Oh no.
The cake is a lie.
So that's what snaps me out. I feel like the bread kind of squeezing my brain.
Yeah, or yeah.
Well, you know what I like about that though? I think that initially you have that reaction, what you just had, you're like, oh God, is this a trap? Is the bread trying to kill me? And you realize that's the bread protecting you.
Oh,
it made you snap back by squeezing your brain a little bit. It's like, hey, come on, come back here. Get off the other dimensional altar.
So the monster is, I know that is an illusion, so I'm not going to concern myself with it. Are there any other immediate dangers, I guess? Or do the plasmids take on a physical form in this realm? Or a recognizable form?
I wonder if they try to physically take a physical form to get into your head somehow.
What if?
Like,
okay, I got a hit.
Okay.
Initially, I think it was all kind of dark to you, the dark and swimmy. But then as it sort of formed a little more, you're between realms as you kind of got more into that realm and started understanding and hearing the chatter and seeing what was around you, you noticed there seemed to be 5, what you assume were plasmids around you. 4 of them look kind of like what you see in shows to be like zombified or vampire, people are kind of look like a person, they have like black veins in them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That version of carnival workers
Mm.
But the fifth one was still very amorphous and sort of like morphing shapes.
Are they the carnival workers that died, or are they current ones
How
that I've seen?
would you? They're not carnivore workers you've seen.
Cool.
Now you don't. I don't know. I don't know what you would recognize if they were the carnival workers that died.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
But they're definitely they're definitely no one you've seen.
Cool. So extended my wizard ascensions there. And probably acting violently towards them physically is not going to do anything. I could try to subvert them again, like I did with the foot spell. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, I feel like that's what the brain crust is trying to pull you back into the real realm and away from their realm.
Yeah,
trying to help you do that, basically, to get out. So it's like they're trying to get you in their realm.
Yeah.
But you could drag them out of there into,
or at least escape
reality.
back to your own realm.
Yeah, drag them back into reality. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to strenuously dispute a wizard's will, being the plasmids.
Cool.
And that would be either obey me, regards someone else as the target, ignore me, or continue as it has been, but now it whispers everything it does directly into my ear. I think. Ooh. Oh. Man, how bad do I want to be? I don't have any cunning, but I am ambitious. I'm gonna go for the second one. It must regard someone else as its subject or target.
Oh no!
I had a feeling you were going there.
I don't feel good about it, but I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Fuck off, plasmids. Piss off, plasmid. No, 2 misses.
Oh.
So it follows its new motive once only, then recognizes me at once as a threat and usurper, and will do all in its power to assail and dismay me. So I feel for a second that I like, okay, cool, I got these guys under control. I'm going to send them off. But then they're like, no, you're in our house now.
God.
I think they were.
What does it do?
Yeah.
What does it do to assail and dismay me? Or what do
I think
do?
they were oblivious to you till this time. Like they thought you were out on their altar. And suddenly now they realize that you are like conscious and aware and trying to take action. So like all 5 of them swivel onto you and like, how's he doing this? I don't know, but we need to take him now if we're going to have their 5th.
Cool. How do they try to take me?
Let's see.
My gut just says the 5th amorphous one leaps on top of you.
Oh, what if the amorphous one reveals himself to be taking the form of Mr. Fantastico and use his powers on you?
Nice. Are they? So it kind of, is he coming at me like with magic, or is he trying to like physically get at me?
I think he's trying to use magic. I think he's assailing you with bread.
Is it? I guess is it something that I could physically act against in this realm?
I think so, Heath. If you disagree, I'm not married to that.
I could buy it physical because when you said that, what it made me think is he's going to try to turn your brain crust against you and have it just turn your entire brain into a roll.
Right.
So that's physical, but since you're now aware of being physically in this realm, you can physically it's physical in a weird way. It's internal, but physical.
Then I think I'm going to exert myself violently against an enemy and just go for a tackle. Just like run at the amorphous thing and try to squish it to
Fantastico.
distract it with violence.
Like you do.
Like you do. So tackle the plasmid. Normally we don't tackle plasmids, but
well, you don't get a chance often. There's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
My chance.
This is why you got
that. Okay, there's a hit.
Yeah, very nice.
So on a hit with physical violence. I've rated myself for violence. Great. So I get a number of chances to end the fight once per hit. So I get one chance
to end the fight.
Apropos.
Yeah, so I kind of like tackle him, and I don't know if I can drive him to the ground or just like squeeze him enough to like squish him apart. If I try that, do I guess disarm and disable them would be the question, because I'm like literally disarming them with arms off. So yeah, do I disarm and disable them by tackling them and squeezing them to pieces?
I'm
wondering if that Voltrons them together.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like what this does is I don't know. I feel like it's like a temporary thing. Like it's
I was gonna say it stops the immediate threat.
Like the fifth one doesn't know what to do with this, so it just disapparates. And then the other four are kind of like, well, what do we do now?
Nice.
If you have any ideas about that, Peter. But so I think that basically puts the fifth one out of commission for now, for sure. It's not like dead, but it had to disapparate and to get away from you, and it's not going to be able to reapparate for a while.
Cool.
Oh, I had a hit. Wait a second. I know this doesn't make sense, but I kind of wonder if that fifth one was the source of all thought for all of them.
Ooh.
Like now that that's gone, the other four are just kind of mindlessly shambling towards you.
Well, that would make sense as to why it had to be the last one.
And I'll form the head.
Yeah. Now for the final. Oh shit.
I think I'm gonna book it and
get out of the hell dimension.
I think I'm gonna try to find like where Mr. Fantastico kind of intersects with this realm and see if I can like poke him in the brain to get his attention.
Cool.
I assume he's getting ready for the show at this point.
Yeah. Or no, I want him to be in the middle of the show.
Oh yeah. So I'm on stage with him in the show, like. So
this is going to be his greatest trick yet.
And you have enough presence to kind of fuck with things.
Can I interact with his?
Oh no, you're frozen again.
Cosmic being.
You're coming and going, Mark. Give us a moment.
I kind of like the idea of like seeing a faint playing card or something and kind of picking at it and hearing screams from the audience.
There we are.
Kind of, maybe.
Oh, there's another freeze frame. Oh no!
There we go.
There you go. Back.
And we're back.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it just seems to drop for a second and come right back. I don't know.
Oh, weird.
It's a mesh network. I don't know if that changes any properties of it, but I will talk to Google support about this. Great. So I'm on stage trying to interact with him theoretically, I guess. Am I able to do that?
Could you repeat that? You froze.
Are you able to do that? I think I said. I think that was the last thing he said was, is he able to do that? But I don't know if there's any point in us telling him, because I don't know if he can hear us when he goes into freeze state.
Oh yeah, that would be a useful thing to know.
There we go. Back.
When you get frozen, do you still hear us or do you not hear us?
I don't. It just everything goes.
Got you. I figured.
Okay. Have to use chat.
That's why I was like, we were talking. I was like, probably no use in answering him if he's frozen because he won't hear us.
Yeah.
So you just said, are you able to interact with him? Was your question?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think you definitely already made weird a couple of tricks in the show or a couple of demonstrations.
Nice.
Yeah, I would like you to be able to interact with him, perhaps not in a way that's clear to him at first.
Right.
You're next to some audience members who you can hear say like, I feel like Mr. Fantastico's a little off tonight.
I think I kind of like superimpose myself over him and try and like connect my brain to his and think like the deathbed, it's plasmids, they're after me. Help.
Oh man, I want that message to get through so he can dramatically like leave the show to take care of this.
Would that be trying to exert yourself mentally?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's to study. But
or I guess it could be physical as well because you're sort of
uncooperative.
Because physiology, I guess, could be counted as physical.
Let's do that.
He's trying to brain mesh with him.
Brain mesh.
Brain mesh.
Brain brush.
Got brain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you brain meshed the fuck out of that.
Oh man,
Boxcars.
I think not only does the thought come through to Mr. Fantastico, it comes through to everyone in the theater and in the company.
The deathbed. Plasmids.
So it's like
run.
Now like everyone needs to take down the deathbed.
How do you feel,
everyone
Peter?
Needs to destroy these plasmids.
In addition to that, I also feel like now he's in control of Mr. He's in Mr. Fantastico's body. He's in control.
Ooh.
He's meshed so much. He's like, oh, I'm like here.
I'm wondering about that. What's that?
Not permanently, obviously. And Mr. Fantastico's still in there as well.
Yeah, I think you're maybe sharing control of the body for a bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, yeah, if you need to make announcements to how this massive crowd of people that is now hell-bent on destroying the plasmids can most effectively do so, you can get messages out to them.
Awesome.
Or directly into their brains, I suppose.
Are the plasmids coming after me where I am here?
I feel like he's fended him off for now because the way he disapparated that for the moment.
I really want a crowd versus plasmid thing to go down here.
Well, you did say the 4 remaining ones were kind of like shambly henchmen, basically.
Yeah, so maybe the henchmen emerge out of the death tent.
So one by one out of the cot.
Yeah,
they just
like they're stepping on the altar, and it's like a door that they step on and go up through.
Are they manifesting physically in the real world? Or
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. What do they look like here as opposed to there?
Do they still look like the veiny infected carny workers?
I'm wondering if they are that, but they're just like 8 feet tall or something.
Ooh.
The dead, deformed, infected carny workers. 8 foot tall versions of the dead zombie carny workers.
Yeah, I think that's what we got here.
Awesome. Then I guess in Mr. Fantastico's voice and in many brains as possible, I'll just like point dramatically at them and say, the dead have arisen to impose themselves on the entertainment of the living. Tear them limb from limb, and we will have an encore.
And I would think that because you're kind of inhabiting both realms, you knew that the altar and the bed are, so you know that like the deathbed is their point of entry, is where they're coming in.
Yeah.
So
how does the crowd respond?
I mean, you rolled 2 6s, so I think you're into it.
I think the fact that you were inside everybody's head really, even the people who normally might be a bit meek and might be like, I can't fight, they have a feeling of unity that they've never had before. And the whole crowd feels like one big, powerful entity. And they're like, it's not even questions like, yeah, plasmids, we can kill plasmids, go kill plasmids, yeah!
Mentality sort of thing.
Nice. Do we need to exert physically to do that, or do we just describe the crowd tearing them apart?
I think we can cut straight to crowd.
Yeah, nice. And you got 2 6s. That's
we're just gonna ride that out.
Pretty damn powerful.
So I got what's the coolest thing they do to the plasmids incarnate?
Oh man. I think one of the carny workers is a fire dancer sort of thing.
Nice.
And so they managed to just kind of send out a whip of flames that sets all of them on fire.
Nice. Cool. So we get some barbecued dead guys. Yep. And yeah, after they're all gone, I was like, cool, you have done this as one, showing the unity of how magic and theater can bring a community together.
Well, if you would like this,
if you'd like to take classes, we have those. And then I guess like release everyone and go back to the altar in the ethereal realm and pop back out of the bed, if that's a thing I can do.
Yeah, and meanwhile the encore is happening.
Nice. What's the encore?
Oh God, I think it is.
I thought of a trick earlier that could be his encore this time, I guess. I thought he does, it's a build up. So first is like, oh, poof, a roll, and everyone's like, ooh. Then finally he's like, hey, enough for everybody, hey, and especially you in the back, and he tosses it. At which point, of course, the whole audience like turns to watch where it goes, and somebody catches it, and then they realize it's him. He just caught it. And they look back at the stage, and he's not there anymore. Now he's back in the back where he just caught his own roll.
They turn back, and the roll is there. They turn back to him. His hands are
awesome, and the crowd goes wild. I'm in the back clapping too.
Yeah, luckily he pulled his show out in the end, and that's all they remember is the good stuff. They're not like, they don't remember he was a little off earlier. They're like, it was amazing.
They assumed that was part of the setup.
Yeah, the middle was a little bit weird, but I don't know. It seemed cool to me.
Shape of show seemed to work overall.
All you remember is the closer.
Oh God.
Cool.
Open big and close big.
Then I guess the last thing is like talking with the carnies and saying the curse is over. We got rid of the bad guy, so feel free to sleep there because I have to move on.
And I feel like they're all like, yeah, all right, I think I'm still not going to sleep there, though. I mean, better safe than sorry, man.
All right.
Shall we go and burn that bed?
We'll put the new guy there and see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Does Mr. Fantastico have any, what's the parting scene with him look like?
Oh, man.
I think he's shaking your hand and reminding you of your vow, the bond you guys have now.
The thing that you just imagine, the things you can tell the Prince of Rogue.
Yeah. Paid in exposure. Prince. Cool. That feels like a good place to end it as I walk off to whatever the capital city of the Roguelands is.
Unlocked a section, killed some plasmids,
did
all kinds of stuff.
Greater Rogington.
Greater Rogington. Awesome. Let's do a quick round of stars and wishes, I guess. Let's start with Heath.
I don't know that I have any wishes. I just kind of liked everything that happened tonight. I thought it was a particularly fun one.
Yeah.
And I just, because of my particular sense of humor, which seems we all share, it absolutely tickled me, the whole thing about 2 nights in the deathbed like nothing happened. That's just, I was like, that was just one of my favorite things.
Cool, Peter.
Really liked the just sort of following the joy of this show, or of this game, and like deathbed becoming a thing, deathbed becoming a portal to the plasma dimension, becoming a thing. But yep, we're just, and I was really having fun. I guess I don't know if this is a thing I should be doing, but like using the numerical value of die rolls, even when it's just a strict up-down thing. It's fun to look at a 6 and go, okay, this is going to be the best version of.
Oh, totally.
I really
and the 3 ones were
yeah, when you get 4 dice and they're all failures, that's got to be a big failure.
How is this more fail than normal? And yeah, wishes, I don't really know. I hope that it'll be nice to sort of maybe reincorporate some things in the future as we touch back on this just looking back at the notes, hopefully we can remember bits and pieces.
Yeah, I actually wrote stuff down this time. So.
Oh, cool. Like, I really do like the notion of Mr. Fantastico's mentor being out there somewhere, batshit insane and wildly
super powerful.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, this was really good. It had, like, I feel like this was the most coherent one we've had so far. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, we go to a new place. Here's a task. There's a little B story. The B story becomes important, and
had a little mystery.
Complete the task. Have a mystery. Have the big fight at the end, and then right off. It's like such a good 22-minute episode of a. it's a good Buffy episode. Yeah. And I guess wishes is just get my internet to work for real.
Yeah, right.
This is going to be a real big problem for me.
Yeah, you
need your internet to.
You're on the streams quite a bit there.
Yeah, and I teach over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
I have a big deal.
The biggest problem with this algorithm is you absolutely have to avoid. We'll be on the test. So
okay, and don't forget.
Yeah.
Very important. No one can pass without that.
I love the nature of this game of how everybody builds together. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
In that, as with most of the games we play, everything happened in a moment. Like, I had zero intentions or oh, I know where the story's going to go or anything like that. It was just
yeah, even at the beginning, it's like, what are we doing?
We'd get to a moment. It was fun to have that moment of inspiration. Like, oh, I know what this is or how this works or how this ties in.
Yeah, and I really like that the two GMs both have to be both have to turn the keys.
Yeah.
That's the thing that happened.
For sure.
And I also like the resolution is cool because oh, cool, I rolled a hit on the combat, and you all can say yeah, but it didn't do any good.
You just made it mad.
Yeah, it's there's a mechanical dice rolling part, but it's also super embedded in the fiction. It's oh yeah, I punched the giant in the dick and nothing happened because it's
all you did was kick Wolfman in the nards.
Yeah, good time. Cool. I look forward to playing the next version. Cool. I'm gonna turn the stream off. Thanks to T-Rex and anyone else who was watching.
Yeah,
see you in between. Woo, yeah. Next time. Boo.